remote jobs dead in 2025? This is something that is always shifting, always changing. We said in 2024 that the huge shift was the hybrid policy, the 3 days, 2 days a week return to working on site. Now in 2025, things have shifted yet again, and it all started with Amazon announcing that employees had to come into the office all 5 days a week. So we were kind of coming full circle with that. I remember thinking at the time, they're just kind of leading the charge on this. This is probably going to be something that other companies will follow suit with. And then recently we've seen Trump do the executive order for all federal employees requiring them to work on site. If you've been keeping up with some of those channels that employees can report to anonymously, you find out that it was leaked that at Dell Technologies, they're forcing them in the office 5 days a week. Now, this is interesting to me because if you didn't know, I used to work for Dell. And let me tell you, back right before I quit my job last year, they had enacted this hybrid policy to force their employees into the office 3 days a week. So essentially it worked out per quarter that it was basically 3 days a week in office. Now, when they did that, they still allowed people to be remote, but the caveat was if you declared yourself as a remote worker, you were ineligible for a promotion. And if you wanted to change roles, well, you would have to declare yourself as hybrid. So they were really trying to shoehorn everyone into doing that. Now, there's a lot of theories for why companies like Dell did that. A lot of people will say it was a silent layoff. They were trying to get people to quit because then they didn't have to pay their severance and things like that. I think there's a lot of truth to that viewpoint, but that's not what I'm here to discuss today. What I'm here to discuss today is the fact that even if you declared yourself remote, which a lot of my ex-coworkers did, with the new policy, it doesn't matter if they declared themselves remote before. They're forced back into the office 5 days a week. And the only people that are off the hook for that are people that live a certain distance from the office. And you know what? That might change as well down the line, because Dell already, when they enacted the hybrid policy, took the stance eventually to say, hey, I don't care how far you live from an office, you're working 3 days a week at the nearest one possible. So some people were commuting for hours. Or you could declare yourself remote. Now you have no recourse. And yeah, this is just one example. You know, it's not really about Dell. This is just an example of what these companies are moving towards. And I think that you're gonna see more companies on this bandwagon. This is gonna become a new trend in 2025. But I'm not here to be all doom and gloom. Let's talk about what can we do about this? What is the solution to this? Are remote jobs actually dead in 2025? Well, I've been helping people get remote jobs recently. As recent as 2 weeks ago, from the time of this recording, was when the last guy in my program got a remote job. And so these are definitely still out there, but I think that you're gonna see the window close on them, at least temporarily, because I think this is going to be the new trend in 2025. Last year was hybrid. This year it's 5 days a week return to office. So now we can kind of see, you know, you peel back the layers. What was that about the hybrid policy? Well, it was to baby step people into the full-on 5 days a week return to office. So if you want to be out in places like this, I'm at the PP Islands right now in Thailand, and you know, I just decided to come here, and you know, I'm gonna head back to Bangkok, and I'm gonna do a lot more travel this year, but I have that optionality because I have a remote skill set, and I have been able to divorce myself of the 9 to 5. Now you can do the same if you acquire a skill set like cybersecurity, something that you can do independent of a 9 to 5 job, something that you can do from anywhere in the world. There's always gonna be opportunities there. By the way, if you don't have that skill set yet, or you're trying to break in, then check the link down in the description below, fill out a brief survey, and I'll help get you on that path. Let's make this happen. But I do believe that the window is closing on this, at least temporarily. I think personally that the remote jobs will come back. I think it will eventually come back, but the trend right now is this 5 days a week return to office BS. So that's just what you're gonna have to deal with, which means that even though there's always gonna be remote jobs out there, there's gonna be fewer, and you know, probably I would say in like 4 months from now, there's gonna be fewer than there is right now. So this is why it's really important that you get on this now, take advantage of this before more companies jump on this bandwagon and start forcing you back into the office 5 days a week and closing their remote job openings that they had previously. The biggest thing in cybersecurity is you have a ton of leverage, because this is impacting all industries, right? This is happening top down at the CEO level. So it doesn't matter if you're a software developer, if you're in cybersecurity, what role you're in, doesn't matter. This is affecting everyone. So with that being said, the people that are gonna have the most leverage are the roles that are at the highest in demand and the highest skill set required. So something like cybersecurity is going to always have those remote opportunities for that reason, and there's always going to be opportunities there. But where it's shifting is it's gonna be harder for the entry-level guy to go right into remote. Now, I've helped multiple entry-level people get in, but I think the window for that is closing. The other thing that you can do is just keep on leveling up your skill set. That's why I call this channel Elevate Cyber. If you continue to elevate yourself, you're gonna have more remote opportunities. You're gonna be less affected by this trend, but everyone's going to be affected on some level. And what it means is that you're just gonna have to apply to more jobs. You're just gonna have to kind of persist a little bit more. But if you really want remote, you're gonna be able to find that, and nothing's gonna change there. It's just that there's gonna be less of those opportunities. So definitely, wherever you're at, the answer is to elevate your skill set in cybersecurity. Keep learning, keep growing, find a mentor, get certifications, and just keep pushing yourself, because that's gonna unlock doors for you in your career, and freedom and flexibility as well. And of course, like I always say, if you can find a way to leverage a skill set like cybersecurity to work for yourself, I think long-term, that's really the best play. What do you guys think of these trends? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you need some help with some guidance and mentorship, then definitely, like I said, fill out the survey down in the description below, and we'll be talking soon. See you in the next video.